What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on Let's Alexas. Today we are carrying on with our Euro 2024 score predictions as we enter the second round of the games that we've got to predict. We've got another 12 games to predict. The second round kicks off tomorrow. Now, I'm predicting this without seeing Georgia, Portugal, Turkey, basically Group F, all of them play. So, in my prediction, regarding Group F in their following games, I've not really got much to base it on. It's really just going to be another guess. At least with all the other teams, I've seen them play once, and I've got a little bit more of an educated guess on how they are going to play. As always, guys, make sure you leave your predictions in the comments down below as well, because I'll be very interested to know what you think will happen in the next couple of days. If you guys enjoy what you see, please smash the like button. If it does help the channel, if you get to 25 likes, that'd be amazing. Please do hit the subscribe button too if you've not done so. It really does help the growth of the channel. And please also share this channel as well. It really helps. Without any further ado, let's start predicting round 2 for Euro 2024. So the first Group A game that's going to face in round 2 is Germany, the host nation. They are playing Hungary. Interesting encounter. Germany gave a very good first impression, beating Scotland by 5-1. They were aided by the fact that Scotland really did not approach that game well at all. There were very few positives that Scotland were able to take from that match, but there were so many plaudits, and rightfully so, for Germany. They were sensational with their press, their attack. It was very confident. So Hungary will be really looking at this game as a must-win game because they lost their first game against Switzerland. Now, I've got to say, second half, I thought they were quite competitive. They were comfortably not the better side regarding the first half. I thought Switzerland actually started very well. Hungary grew into it. I thought it might have been a bit too little too late. They missed some big chances, but they eventually took their chance and scored it. And they were pushing for that equaliser, but since that goal, Switzerland, I think, was switched on, and they did not really look like Hungary that they would get that equaliser. And of course, Switzerland finished them off with a sucker punch goal in the end. Mbolo being the difference in that game. With here, Germany, I think, are going to be the favourites, and if Hungary don't win this game, they will be in danger of not qualifying, especially if Switzerland get a result against Scotland. With a score prediction here, I think Germany are going to continue on. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to Germany, and I do think the momentum shifting in Germany's favour could definitely help their short-term success of getting through some really precarious games. I'm going to go 3-1 Germany. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So speaking of Scotland and Switzerland, that's the next game I'm going to predict. This is going to be the redemption time for Scotland that they need to get. If Scotland do not win this game, they find themselves in a very precarious position, and it's basically a fight between them and Hungary at this point for that final place to finish third, to give themselves a little bit of a chance of potentially qualifying as one of the 4 best third place sides. So Scotland certainly do not want to be in that position. They want to get 4 points. If they're doing so, they need to get at least 1 from this game, if not 3, because that will give them a really nice cushion going up against Hungary in the end. But quite honestly, I think it's going to be very tough. I really do. Of course, Porteous is not going to be available, which he is a key player in that back line for Scotland. I do think they will play better after having that experience they had against Germany, but Switzerland, I keep mentioning, and I, referred many times when I was predicting them last time. They've got so much experience in this competition, and their performances from the whole really did show that. And I do think Switzerland are going to be a very tough outfit. As a prediction, I think Switzerland will win this one by 2-0, which is going to be a very ideal result for Switzerland, because it pretty much, in fact, it does guarantee them to finish in second place. That is assuming that Hungary do not pick up 3 points against Germany, but certainly another win for Switzerland here will really, secure them getting through. It's just a question whether in their final game against Germany they can better them there and potentially win the group. But I do think for Scotland's sake, unfortunately, I just see Switzerland just having that edge of experience. And I think the lack of experience is really what's setting this Scotland team apart. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win to Switzerland. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We've now made it to Group B. So the next game that I'm going to start predicting is Croatia going up against Albania. This is a crucial game for both sides because both of their sides lost in their opening game. Croatia lost very heavily actually to Spain. I was a little bit surprised how poor they were in the most part. They did have the penalty which was saved, I am aware of it, but I do think whilst they did assert some chances in that first half, they didn't cope with Spain's attacks well at all. So defensively I could see Croatia being a little bit vulnerable, honestly. Albania, I think, should be very, very proud with the performance they shipped against Italy. It was a narrow 2-1 defeat in the end, and I do think defensively they're also going to be a bit of an issue based on how quickly Italy got their goals, and Italy really didn't kill them off at all, even though with the chances they should have, they probably should have. But Albania, in the second half of that game against Italy, I thought were very, very brave in their performance, and they actually did look like at times that they were chasing for a result. So I was quite pleased with the mentality of that Albania side, looking quite fearless. And I think with this game, I think if Albania approach it with fearlessness, I think they will have a chance to get a result. Croatia might be the slight favourites based on previous experience in this competition. This is a tough one, honestly. It really could go either way. So as a prediction, I think I'm going to edge one team by a 1-goal margin. And I'm going to get a gut feeling that I think Croatia could bounce back here. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Croatia. But quite honestly, it could even go either way. So I'm going to go 2-1 Croatia. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Undoubtedly, one of the big games in round 2 is Spain versus Italy. I am so excited to see how this game goes round. I thought Spain actually looked really, really impressive. And I'm surprised because Spain's form going into this competition was not great. It was a very new squad of players, as we saw from basically the starting 11. But they've got a little bit of harmony about them. They've got a good kind of playing chemistry, which I think is really, really valuable, especially considering how young that squad is. Italy are certainly got more experienced heads dotted around that squad. Now, I do think the result against Albania wasn't their finest work. They certainly should have killed them off with the amount of chances they got. But in the end, they got the job done. And albeit it was a little bit nervy in the second half, potentially. But again, they got the job done. They got 3 points on the board. Whoever wins this game will be the favourite to win the group. So this is a huge game and can have good repercussions in terms of who faces who regarding the group stage and round of 16 from that. As a prediction, this is tough, honestly. I am a bit more confident in Spain based on their performance, but Italy, again, so experienced, so it's hard to not think they could get something as well. I'm going to therefore play it safe. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between these two sides. Probably the most boring result you can get, and we've not had many draws at all in Euros, but I think with these games, with how the stakes are now being risen, I do think we're going to see a couple more occasions when the score lines get lower. I think with the first game, with the amount of goals we've had, I think a lot of that is due to kind of all the teams using this game as a bit of a free hit, knowing that they can still get their business done with their last 2 games. So I do think the goals will dry up ever so slightly starting from this game week, but hopefully I'm wrong and it's still just as entertaining as ever. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We've made it to Group C already. Slovenia then face Serbia. What a result for Slovenia. I mean, I tell you, a couple of results and teams have occurred where I don't think many people would have predicted. I don't think many would have predicted Slovenia to get a draw against Denmark in the way that they did. I was so impressed about Slovenia. I felt they stuck with their game. I thought the goal they conceded in the first half could have been a bit preventable, honestly, on a defensive point of view. But they stuck with it. That second half, Slovenia were chasing for the equaliser. It could also be down to Denmark not managing that second half well at all, but I was really pleased with Slovenia. I actually thought with the performance they gave in that second half, they earned a draw, and they've actually given themselves a chance. If they can get 3 points here against Serbia, they'll be on 4 points. Even if they finish third, that should almost guarantee them to be one of the best third place teams as well. So I say Slovenia are 1 win away from qualifying, which is crazy. Now Serbia, they will need to bounce back after they lost to England by 1-0. It was not the most entertaining game in the world after watching it, but Serbia stuck with it. They gave England a couple of their challenges. They didn't necessarily have too many shots on goal. I do think Slovenia will be a bit more of an intriguing encounter. I think Serbia will certainly not sit back as much as they did against England there. It means it could open up, but it could also mean their attacking play would seem a little bit more threatening as well. As a prediction, this is tough. I don't think we're going to see many goals, personally. And lo and behold, Group C, I think, actually had less goals, actually, which I kind of correctly predicted as I was predicting my round 1 predictions. I'm going to say Slovenia are going to pull a miracle. I have a funny feeling about the way they played that second half. They got great players, Sesko, Stojanovic, Spora. These 3 players almost forgot that they were Slovenian, and they really had a massive part to play. I'm going to go for 1-0 win to Slovenia. I think it'll be a terrific story for them, and I would love to see them go through. Now, Serbia could absolutely get something based on how they played against England, but I do think Slovenia, if they carry on the way that they did against Denmark, I think they could go through. So I'm going to go 1-0 Slovenia. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Right, here's the big one. Denmark versus England. So England, if they win this game, they will be in a brilliant position. Considering that Denmark and Slovenia drew their first game, a win for England means that they will qualify. And assuming that Slovenia do not win, or even like Slovenia and Serbia, they draw their game, it means that England qualify for first place as well. They'll be the first team to do that. So that's the difference, is when we actually throw a draw in any of these match groups. So England could find themselves in a really good position. Obviously, results need to go their way for them to automatically qualify in first, but 1 more win means they're certain through. We just still aren't particularly certain on where England will finish based on the last round of fixtures in the group stage. So I do think this is an interesting conundrum here. Denmark need to respond, because they certainly looked okay in the first half against Slovenia. The second half was a very dramatic drop off from them, and I was a little bit surprised how much their midfield was ran a bit ragged by that Slovenia side near the second half. So it does make me think that Denmark might be a little bit more defence-minded, like they were against England in the Euro semi-final. And I think that's going to suit their players just a little bit better, honestly. And I do think England are going to find it a major challenge to get a win here. I think Denmark are going to make it difficult. And I do think defensively, Denmark are going to be stronger than Serbia as well. So England need to play better, because they certainly did not play too well against Serbia. They got the job done, don't get me wrong, but ultimately didn't kill them off. Didn't have as many chances as I would have liked as well. And actually, I think invited too many for Serbia as well. So Denmark, if they get given the chances Serbia got, I think they'll take. So there's certainly a lot of risks in this game. As a prediction, I'm going to actually go for 1-1 draw in this match. I have a very weird feeling that if England don't have a kick up the backside in terms of trying to take their chances, I think we could get a warning sign that England may not be as strong as people deem them to be. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to go for a draw in this game, which won't be the end of the world. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So now we've made it to Group D. So let's start off with Poland and Austria. I've got to say, both Poland and Austria gave a really good account of themselves against 2 really strong sides in Lebanon and France respectively. That Group D is really competitive. Poland were finding themselves in a position, you know, of a brilliant situation. They were 1-0 up against Netherlands for quite a long period of the game. And then things just slowly just unraveled. I mean, it was 1-1 for, I think, majority of it when Cody Gakpo got that equaliser. And then Wout Weghorst coming onto the pitch within minutes getting the winner. So it shows that Netherlands have got the options and they can certainly kill the game off when they need to. But I felt defensively, Netherlands did not look very strong aerially and from set pieces. So I do think Poland are going to use their strength for set pieces to try and attack this Austria side. Now, Austria, a little bit different in the way that they play. They certainly did not sit back too much. Definitely a high pressing team. I've got to say, I think the main part of their play was their press, which is certainly something which I think Ralf Rangnick tried to implement at Manchester United. But he's gained a lot more success with this Austrian national side. And as a result of this, they barely lose. I think that was only their second game that they lost since Rangnick took over. So Austria have been keeping a good record since he's managed to take over. So I do think this match is going to be very, very interesting. I think both would have wanted a bit more from their respective games against the Netherlands and France. So this gives them a glorious chance to get something here. And if any of them pick up a win, it will put the pressure back on Netherlands and France to see what happens in their game and to see if any of Poland and Austria might be able to sneak into the qualifying places. As a prediction, however, I'm struggling with this one. I'm again going for instincts, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to Austria. I was slightly a little bit more impressed with their style of play than I was for Poland. And for that reason alone, I might just edge him here. But again, I think this really could be either or. I think it's so close. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're now going to go to Netherlands versus France. Again, likewise with Spain and Italy, it's two titans against each other. And I think this is going to be a really intriguing encounter here. Now, I think both Netherlands and France, whilst they got the job done, I don't think both were 100% convincing. So I will be interested to see if any of these two have a good step up in their quality and in their performance. And that will give me a better idea which team might be more equipped to go long term in the competition. Netherlands, I'm a little bit concerned with their defence, honestly, based on what I saw against Poland. And I do think there's a little bit of a lack of decision making and cohesion in their forward line. France, what I saw which was very evident, is that even when the opposition attack, they've got so many quick players that they can break on the side and can take little to no time to do it. And they've got this individual quality with Mbappe. We'll see if he's all right after he broke his nose against Austria. I have a feeling he may be okay. But it was a very physical game, actually. And France still were able to come out as winners in the end. A very scrappy 1-0 win. Netherlands, they managed to win 2-1 after going 1-0 down. So both these sides definitely won pretty ugly, but they did manage to get the job done. So is it going to be an ugly game here? Maybe. I think it's going to be very intriguing as a prediction. This is tough. I think I'm going to go for France based on their individual players. And actually, I do think France performed just that little bit better than Netherlands as well in their first game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to France. I know France have been trying to work on their defence and keeping clean sheets, but I do think the striking quality of Netherlands, the options they got in Gakpo, Depay, Malen could come onto the pitch as well. Weghorst, as we saw. I think Netherlands have too many options in that area, which I think they could find success. So therefore, I'm going to go for Netherlands to score, but it'll be a scoring win for France. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So we've now made it to Group E. Now this group, I think, has certainly contained the most shocks out of any of the groups so far. Two major shocks, I would arguably say, in their first two games already. So we're going to start things off with Hero Slovakia playing against Ukraine. So the first, let's talk about both shocks actually. So Slovakia are in a fantastic position. They're currently second place in the table after beating the second ranked side in the world, Belgium, by 1-0. Very scrappy, the way they defended it in the end. and a bit unfortunate for Belgium's point of view as well. But regardless, a win is a win, and right now they are in an unbelievable position here. Slovakia win, they're through. And this is against a really, really tough group as well. Ukraine need to respond. I don't think they could play as bad as they did against Romania. Now, I will put my hands up. Romania and Ukraine is the only game I wasn't able to watch. I was able to catch 90 minutes in all the other games, apart from that one because I was away on study. But looking at the scoreline and the stats, it did look like Ukraine had a really off day, and it could potentially be Romania playing really, really well, and me not considering that way they were going to play as well. But I do think here, this is a good opportunity for Ukraine, and if they do miss it, and by miss it, not even get 3 points, I think that could put them in danger. I think the good thing here is that the pressure is really much off for Slovakia. They've already got their 3 points. They'll think one more point will just automatically qualify them by going third place. I don't even think they had ambitions for winning the group. So I do think the pressure's off, but the pressure is very much on Ukraine, and that could definitely work against them. But it's really just down to the mentality of the players. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I have a sneaky feeling that Ukraine again will draw a blank. And I think Slovakia are going to be so spirited in the way that they play. I think they might get a draw out of it. So I'm going to go for a draw. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So the next game in Group E to predict is Belgium. They have to face Romania. So Belgium had so many chances against Slovakia. Didn't take a single one of them. They had 2 goals that were originally given, but both of them were disallowed from a VAR. One from an offside position and one from a handball in the build-up to one of the equalising goals. Lukaku was probably the most frustrated figure in Germany in that period of the game because he was looking so hot-headed and frustrated. And I think it's only themselves to blame that they didn't get any other goals in open play other than Lukaku having those 2 disallowed goals. Slovakia, to be fair to them, they defended really, really well. They're facing a Romania side, Belgium, where all of a sudden, Romania have now got a little bit of expectation. Not only did they beat Ukraine, they beat them by 3-0. Now, I do know the second and third were in quick succession, but either way, to command themselves into a 3-0 position, as we saw for a couple of games already, that is not easy. And, you know, you've got to look at the bigger sides in this competition in particular who could struggle to score 1 goal, let alone 3, against a good side like Ukraine as well. They're certainly a good side. This game, Belgium, Romania, intrigues me. I think this is, like I said for Scotland, the last chance for Belgium. If Belgium do not win this, then it's really all down to their last game, which they certainly do not want to put it all in their last game due to the pressure. As a prediction, I'm going to go for Belgium to get a response, and this is really just down to the fact that actually I think they were really just misfortunate that they did not pick up anything against Slovakia because they had chances to not only equalise but to win it. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory. I think Belgium will start taking their chances, and we'll see what we can learn to expect from this Belgium side. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Right, so I'm going to blitz past these last 2 games because I've still not seen Group F play yet. So let's go first with Georgia and Czechia. Obviously, Czechia is in my sweepstakes, so I'd love Czechia to do well. Georgia, it's hard to say for how they're going to perform because I've not seen them perform yet in their game. So as a prediction, based on the squads in front of them, I might edge Czechia. I'm a little bit more confident with them. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to Czechia. I think they might be able to get something here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And so for the final game to predict, it is Turkey going up against Portugal. Again, I've not seen Turkey play yet against Georgia. I don't know if they are well prepared. I don't know if they're doing particularly well as of now, but I'll find out after this video is uploaded. Portugal, I expect them to be favourites. As a prediction, I'm going to go for a 3-1 away victory to Portugal. So by the time round 3 hits, I would have seen every team play at least once time. And I think I'll be feeling a little bit more confident predicting those last couple of games. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. So guys, these are my score predictions for round 2 now done. If you guys liked it, please do smash the like button. It really does help. Please do hit the subscribe button as well, really does help. And please share the channel too, really helps as well. Please leave your comments on what you think about the Euros, what you think about the refereeing, offsides, VAR, anything punditry. Let me know what you think about the Euros so far in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you're studying in this video, and as always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.